Hey guys, it's me, Yaya Diamond. What's up? I'm having a good time. I have my next guest here today, and she's an author. She wrote a book. It's about time. It really is about time. But it's about time. That's so cool.
No
Like it's
problem.
about time, and it is about time, and it's a children's book about time. I wanna welcome Yvonne Houston to the show. Thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank you for having me here.
Thank you so much. So that's just it's such a cute name. It's about time. I mean, first of all, how did you come up with that name?
I guess if she was having a difficult time getting the concept, so
Hmm.
when she finally did, I said, "Oh, well, it's about time." So I thought, let's just name the book. It's about time.
Wow. So who were you teaching? Okay, so was this your
This
daughter,
is
your
my
grand?
granddaughter. This she.
Oh,
Um,
okay, yeah, yeah. That is so cool, though. Isn't it wonderful to be the first person to actually teach a child something and know that you were the reason why they know it?
well, it's so rewarding because um, she was, 6, 7 going in, and I had come from a. Um, my daughter asked me if I would come help her with her new baby girl, and I was working as a in the car business as a uh, sales manager. And I said, "Oh, I would love to." So I left Arizona and Scottsdale and moved to San Diego to help Julie with her. And of course, it was love at first sight. And to this day, she's 24, and she and I are so close. I mean, she calls me almost every day, just say hi, how are you? And she's just a delightful person, and her little sister is the same. So I'm
Wow.
very blessed.
Definitely, definitely. So tell me about the book and what does it entail? Like, is it just time or is it time around? Is it latitude, longitude? I mean,
Well,
what
what I did
kind of,
was I um, took the book and tried to do all of the different aspects of the book of teaching her from, the numbers 1 through 12 and how you had to get them in line and contact so they mean something for you.
mm-hmm.
It's not a book that you open because it was pretty difficult um, concept for some of the children. And then once they caught on, it was just great. I mean, it was just like click. It was like, wow. Um,
Oh,
I just thought there could be an easier way of teaching them than what they had to learn with. So Coley and I bought some books and some puzzles and some small clocks with little moving parts
mm-hmm.
um, and played games. And I asked her if she would like to write a book with me so her friends would learn along with her and it would make it so much easier for them. And of course, she thought that was great. Um, the time talked to her about how time influences, you know, the whole world with numbers, music, in order and their sequences, the
Mm-hmm.
process of, these 12 numbers. And we started by fun adventures of writing. It's about time.
Nice, nice. I mean, so you wrote the book, you finished the book. How did that make you feel? I mean, most people never really get the book out that they know they're supposed to write, right? Or they wanted or they purposed to write and they never got it out, but you did. What does it feel like to be accomplished like that?
Well, it came in 2 parts. My first part was just basically learning to tell time, and I tried to make it cute and fun for her. And my daughter is a English major from the University of Washington, so when Coley and I finished, I had Julie edit it, so it wasn't, oh. So anyway, we organized it, and then I took it and had it printed, and then I took it to, after Julie's approval, I took it to Barnes and Noble, and I said, would you consider carrying this little book in your store? And they said, oh, it's a lovely book, and they really would, but they would like it to be thicker so it could have a binding so it could stand on their shelf.
Right.
So I thought, okay. So with that, I was so delighted just to have my book printed and uh, published. And I just like, wow, this is amazing. Because, like you said, I probably would have stopped, except she said if you could just make, maybe 10 more pages, then we would carry it in our store. So, because at that time, with family and things, I kind of just put the book aside
Hmm.
and thought, I'll get back to it some other time. So I got back into doing hair at a big mall in San Diego, and I met a customer, a very interesting man. He was a retired Navy officer with 30 years of the Navy and traveled extensively all around the world. And we became friends, and I said, hey, take a look at this little book that Nicole and I are writing and see if you have an idea or two that would help me make it thicker for her, because I really like to get it on the shelf in Barnes and Noble was my goal. And he said, well, what do you think about putting time zones in it?
Oh, okay.
Well, and that kind of made it a step up. It's not just a little kid's book. It
Right.
really has, all of the different concepts, all of the instruments
Mm.
that you need to tell that time. And I found just we get so wrapped up in it, Coley, and he and I and Julie, and it just kind of it takes a while. You have
Mhm.
to organize everything, um, and it was fun. And she got such a kick out of it. Um, the time zones and the different measures of time. It just
Mhm.
it's the concept, and I just think that it's a
Yeah.
very cognitive, growing thing for little kids. And she
Mhm.
became really, really good at it. And she's now 24, and obviously, I had taken this book. I had a publisher that I requested me to send them a copy of it. And I did. And it took them 2 years to get my book printed and published, even though I, paid for all these services and I had to keep saying, okay, okay. Finally, about, probably maybe 3 months ago, they sent me my finished copy.
Mm.
And it was so thrilling. I thought, wow, Coley, here is our book with a binding. And now I'll go back to to Barnes and Noble.
You want some ice cream?
I do. I said I will take this back and see if they would consider putting it on their shelf.
Hmm.
Well, that's when Cliff called me and said, "Say, we're looking at your book because it's online," and he said to me, "Would you be interested in this program?"
Hmm.
And I'm like, "Whoa, you're kidding!" It's just thrilling to think that someone else would be interested in it, and Coley was just unbelievable, and she's got a little sister,
Wow.
Olivia. So I mean, we're all of us, all five of us, are just thinking it's just amazing what's happening.
Definitely, definitely. So, all right. So, okay? So, I know that you wrote the book because of the response that you were getting about your granddaughter, the numbers, the of course the time and everything. But can a adult get anything out of this as well?
Oh, absolutely. That's how I became.
Mm.
I was a part owner in a car dealership, and the franchises would sponsor the dealer, and we got to travel all over the world. And that's my first experience of a time zone, and it was so interesting. So I thought, if I added, after talking to my friend Ron, I thought, gosh, this would be wonderful, using all these different instruments to measure the time. And all over the world, no matter where you're at, you can tell
Yeah.
what time it is. So yes, and it's all the instruments, because he's Navy, out to sea for all that time. I myself had never even seen some of the things that they measure time with, or even knew their names. So yes, and that's what I liked about it. It's not just for small children learning, the 1 through 12, and where to place them, the noon time, the nighttime, the nap time, all of that. That's all really interesting and cute, and they love learning that. But to get these time zones and the instruments that they use, and it's, obviously the Navy's involved and they're out to sea and all these different aspects. So yes,
Yeah.
I found it, and I think that's what Cliff and them found interesting, because it wasn't just a little child's book. It was something as an adult you could learn and be interested. At least that's how I feel about it.
That's wonderful. Wow. That is great. I absolutely love it. I love it when people go after their dreams and their goals. Was this always a dream or goal for you to write a book?
No,
Oh,
no, never. It was my dreams have always been I love children.
uh-huh.
I love teaching, um, playing with them, being involved. I used to volunteer at their grade school, and I really, it's like you said, it's fascinating that you can
Mhm.
connect with someone and they get the idea, and you're responsible for helping get that idea. And
Yeah.
especially with the education situation we have right now, no one reads the clock. I mean, I shouldn't say no one, but it's all in digital. You don't have to know how to tell time. And I
Yeah.
think, what if we didn't have any electricity, or, I
Yeah.
just, it's
I know
important for
how you
them to
feel.
learn. Pardon me?
I definitely know how you feel.
Oh, yes. And like I said, but I've never, my daughter is the English major with a minor in French. She's just
Hmm.
amazing what she can write. And she taught her daughters, Nicole and Olivia, to write the same way.
Yeah.
I've, I've never been the writer that they are. So I'm so pleased that I actually, I mean, that was my probably most amazing part. Hey, I actually have a book author. I'm a book author, and I actually wrote a book that she would actually endorse.
There you go.
It's quite thrilling to me. Yes.
Hmm. I commend you on that because a lot of people are so scared to go after this, and they're so scared that other people will say something. What will people say if I did? I mean, who cares?
Well,
Who cares?
I'm in my 80s now, so I'm pretty much have done about everything I really set out to do. Um,
Except now you're an author.
Now I'm an author, so that's pretty exciting to
That
me.
is exciting. Wow,
Yeah.
that is exciting. So Barnes and Nobles, did they carry the book?
I haven't gone back yet because I just got involved with Derek and Cliff, so I haven't gone back. 'Cause
Hmm.
there is no Barnes and Noble. The closest one to me is Reno, which is probably an hour and something. And I actually was going to take a trip there in the next month or so and say, what do you think?
Right.
And I will do that because, I mean, like I said, I was so, it's just the bond between the granddaughters and my daughter. It's just kind of an unspoken feeling. You just,
Yeah. It is wonderful though. I'm so proud of you.
it's
I'm so
colorful
proud that
and
you did that.
cute, and it's like,
Look at
you know,
that.
it's just
Look at
easy to
that.
read. Yeah, I just think
Yeah.
it's really cute. And because, of my world travel, I have the Eiffel Tower and all that kind of stuff. I just wanted it to be something that would want them to open up the book and continue on, that it wasn't
Yeah.
so difficult that they would go, oh, this is too hard. And
Yeah.
then I think for the older children, when they open it up and get into the time zones and the different instruments that they use, that would interest an older child, not
Hmm.
a 6 or 7 year old, but maybe, you know,
Yeah.
10, 11, 12. I myself, I pick it up myself and look at it and see if I can remember all those things that my friend Ron told me about.
Hmm. That is so cool though. That is so cool. I commend you very, very much.
Well,
Miss
thank
Houston,
you.
thank you so much. I mean, I know you can get your book on Amazon. I know you're working on Barnes and Nobles. I'm gonna put the Amazon link in the description so people can actually find it. Okay.
Okay, great. I would
Is it
appreciate that.
anywhere else?
Um, because Barnes and Noble was so good to me at first, I kind of have an affinity toward them. Uh,
Right.
I very much would. Dorrance who published it the second time, so either of them.
Mm. Awesome. Awesome. Well, I want to thank you so much for being on the show. I appreciate it. It's just been such a pleasure to have you here and to see that, no matter what age and no matter what you think, there might be some stuff that you haven't done that you didn't even consider yet. Okay.
Well, I think basically when you start thinking about the other person and what they could benefit from some little thing. I teach, I have my master's in cosmetology, and I taught in the academy for about 12 years of cutting hair and coloring hair. And I loved that. But
Mm.
that's just a piece of cake because I've been a hairdresser since I was 18. So
Wow.
totally different.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Well, I want to thank you so much again for being on the
Well,
show. I appreciate
thank
it.
you so much. I really appreciate you.
Oh, no problem. Thank you. And guys, thank you for tuning in. It's about time. It's about time.
Okay,
I
thank
mean,
you.
you could use that whole phrase like so many different ways. It's about time.
Well,
It's
that was, I
about
think,
time.
my
It's about
closing
time.
statement was in the back. It was like, my adventure in this writing was, it's about time, and we
That's
finished it.
right.
So
That's
anyway,
right.
okay, thank you.
Well, thank you. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to check out the link in the description box below that you can go ahead and check out. It's about time. It's about
Okay,
time. And it is about time. All
okay.
right.
Thank you, Yaya.
All right. Thank you guys so much. And don't forget to dare to be different. Until next time, guys.
Okay.
Bye. Thank you for watching.